Hi everyone, welcome to the next instalment of this planner page from Johanna Basford's 2024 weekly planner. I really had to think then. And we're using Black Widow's pencils. We're using a selection of colours, which I'm just grabbing because I'm sticking to the same colour scheme throughout. I am going to come in closer and start this one here while I chatter to you. Now this is taking far longer than I thought it would, but I'm determined that I'm going to just keep going with it and enjoy it. This is amethyst. I sort of keep thinking, oh, I've got so much to do, but actually I need to make a video for you, so the fact that this one is going to be in more parts than planners normally are doesn't really matter. You know, it's still content for you, so I've decided that I'm just going to enjoy, take it easy a little bit and not worry about having to rush and finish it quickly. I also have been thinking about the background and some embellishments. I had this plan. Now whether I actually get round to doing it or not is another matter, but I had spoken about backgrounds before. Can use the space for the rest of the parcel. We usually go darker on the ribbon. I thought we'd mix it up a little bit. Now I had thought that the background might look rather pretty in a metallic or sparkle pen, you know, all covered in nice shiny sort of background, but I have a fear when I'm doing backgrounds with sparkly pens or any sort of pen is that the pen's going to run out and then I'm going to be stuck. I had that happen to me once in the page in Magical Jungle, and luckily I was just over halfway, so I was able to split the page in half, go over the little bit that I'd done in the other pen and just do it in 2 pens. So with this background there's a possibility that I could potentially split the page maybe 4 ways rather than 2, because my pens are getting a bit low, and then I might not have that worry of the pen running out. My other thought was still, do I do it black? You know, this is looking really scruffy. You know, do I do it black and then just go over all the lines of all the gifts in a sparkly pen? That was another thought. Or do I do the background metallic and add sparkles to the gifts? There's so many thoughts running around my head. It's quite scary. I'm not normally as thoughtful as this. Right, what are we going to do here? I am thinking let's go for, no, not that. What colour is that? Yes, I'm going to use this brown bug for the dot, for the spots. It's a bit odd. We've left some of them, the spots, white, but sometimes I think we need to colour them in. That's what I'm doing. Yes, so lots of thoughts running around my head, but you know. And it was interesting because I was laughing with my son this morning because he was saying something about me having thoughts, being very rude child. It was quite funny. He was in a lovely mood this morning. This is the blood red, which I'm going to use for the label and the bow. He's had quite a few nights where he hasn't been able to sleep well, and when that happens he isn't in a good mood, and but he had a really good sleep last night. He reckons he had an extra half an hour, which doesn't sound like much to me. This is gold dust. I'm going to do it in the background, but it made such a big difference to him. He was so chirpy and happy this morning, and it was lovely, really lovely. He had to go off to uni, which was a shame, so I won't enjoy his chirpiness, but it was good. It's just lovely to have him in a good mood. So that's that. Yeah, but I've got a nice parcel this morning. My husband loves shortbread. Now he's quite restricted in what he can and cannot eat, as am I, but he does like his sweet treats, and he realizes that he can eat shortbread if it is minimally processed, i.e. I'm trying to decide this colour. I'm going to do some greens here. So I'm going to use the sapphire for the ribbon, and I'm going to do it in the sort of shiny way. So darker here, a bit fading it towards the middle. So the shortbread that we found, which is made by Walker's, is a Scottish company. All they put in their shortbread is butter and sugar. I think they put a bit of salt in, I'm not entirely sure. Butter, sugar, flour, that's right. I'm just missing the key ingredient there, flour. So we've got these just simple fang green, 3 ingredients which he can eat. So he loves this Walker's brand, and although I asked my mum to buy him some shortbread for Christmas because she needed some ideas, I went onto the Walker's website and I found that they had loads and loads of different shortbread sort of styles, shapes is the thing I'm looking for, compared to what we can normally buy in our supermarket. In our supermarket we can buy an assorted pack with round, triangle and sort of long thin pieces. I'm going to draw in the snowflakes with my white pen before we move on. And yeah, we can get a select and packets with just the long fingers, I think they call them. But on their website they have Scottish shapes like thistles and things, and they have this pen doesn't want to work. They have, come on pen, I think I'm going to find a different pen. And they have sort of Christmas shapes like stars and Christmas trees. That's better. And they also have little Scotty dogs and petticoat tails and all sorts of things. So I just bought a whole load of different ones that he's never seen before. I just thought it would be a lot of fun. I'm going to use this maiden pink for this ribbon. And so I went a bit mad actually, but the use by dates are really good. I'm not expecting him to like eat it all, I hope he doesn't eat it all at once. I'm expecting them to last him until the summer, you know, but he does tend to have 1 or 2 a day. But he, although they're not healthy, they're not, you know, obviously, he's doing okay. So he has lots of veg in his diet. So I think we all have a vice. Mine's chocolate. I also like crisps, ready salted crisps. I could just eat them all day. So, you know, we all have something, and that's his little thing. He doesn't drink alcohol. He doesn't eat chocolate or sweets, or, you know, so it's like, I thought it would be fun. So this great big box came this morning. It was due to come tomorrow. They said, oh, it's out for delivery and it's going to come tomorrow morning. I was like, oh no, because tomorrow morning I've got to take my one son for a hospital appointment, Deep Purple. Husband's coming too. Well, he's driving us. He wants me to come as well. I was hoping I could stay at home and get on because, you know, they can do it on their own. But anyway, he wants me to come. So so my one son would be here, but he's up in the attic bedroom. I don't even know if you can hear the doorbell, to be honest. But the parcel came today, which was brilliant because I unpacked it all and just checked it was all there and looked at it and took out the one packet that I was going to give to my boys, because one of them was a vanilla shortbread, so it was all the same ingredients just with added vanilla. So I thought, well, he'd be able to have that. They looked like Viennese biscuits. They looked absolutely amazing. So I ordered a pack for my boys, not one each, one between them. And I took that out and then I packed it all back up into this enormous box. It was like a box within a box with all packaging and everything, you know, scrumpled brown paper. And then I wrapped it up and labelled it and everything, and just put it in front of the fire. And we don't light the fire very often at all, because it's we have our central heating. We don't have many. We only it's when we have consecutive cold days and our house just gets really cold. Excuse me. Then we light the fire. Blue. Time for some blue horizon. I think I'm going to leave one stripe white. I'm going to do... It might look like I've forgotten to colour it though. I'll see how it looks. Yeah, so we only light the fire if we have lots of really cold days. You know those days when it freezes and then it doesn't defrost during the day, it stays so cold, and then it freezes on top of the freeze and it just gets cold. The house just gets penetrated with cold. Our house is not very well insulated, I don't think, because it just either is boiling or freezing. It doesn't, you know, like my zephyr blue for the ribbon. My parents only have their heating on for a few hours in the morning and a few hours in the evening. My dad feels the cold really badly. Sometimes he puts it back on, the heating, but not always. But our heating has to be on nearly all day to keep us warm. You know, our house just doesn't stay warm. But it's fine. We can stay warm, but as I say, we can light the fire if it gets really cold. I think that'll be fine, because I'm doing a background. It's exactly the same colour as one I've done over there. But never mind. Because I've got the background, it'll be fine. Lemonade. Oh no, that one. Right next door. Maybe that's fine. Maybe it looks more random. I need to sharpen it. But yeah, so we're lucky we can afford to pay for our heating, and I know a lot of people are really struggling in the UK with the cost of heating. Venom at the moment. I picked the same colours as that one. Whoops. Never mind. Right, this one I'm going to do a silver bow with a greythorn. Yeah, we're lucky. I do wish I could earn a bit more so my husband wouldn't have to work, but fortunately he's cut his hours and we are managing, which is good. Yeah, we're just cutting back really. This is amethyst. I'm going to do a purple striped paper. Yeah, that reminds me, I need to buy my son some t-shirts. It's always something to spend, isn't there? He's run out of long sleeves. It's getting too cold to wear his short sleeves. Well, he has got some long sleeves, but not enough. I guess if I do some ironing, he'll have some. But I think I'm just going to get him a couple more. But as I say, we are very lucky. Now we've got our candy cane parcel. Am I going to do the dark red for a change? No, I don't like it on the candy cane, so I'm going to use the blood red. Yeah, just block in. Yeah, when I do the background for this, I'm not going to do it on camera. It will just take too long. I'll be waffling on I'll run out of words, you see. I sort of do tend to run out of things to say. And if I can colour this in silence, if you know what I mean, then it'll work out a bit better, really. So there's our label. It's the same red, it's just a bit more gently. And the background, we've done a yellow background, we've done a green background, so maybe we should do a blue. I'm going to try this, the zephyr blue. Why not? Yeah, I was just on the phone to my mum, which is lovely, but it means again I've been talking for an hour before I even started making the video. She was good, happy. We're organising a get together next weekend, which will be nice, well, the weekend after this. So that's lovely. Well, it's my niece's birthday, which reminds me I haven't got her a card yet. I'm going to give her a card with some money. It's very boring, but I've done the same for all her siblings. So we're trying to organise the food. She wants to go to the chip shop. My parents don't eat chips though. This is the Blue Horizon. I'm just going to use this for the middle bit. I'm going to do the outside bit in a different colour. I always said I could just take a meal for me and we'll work from there really. I'm going to use the greythorn and try and make this look a bit silvery. So by putting more at the top and less in the middle, hopefully it looks a little bit shiny. On these I'm going to put the silvery bit in the dip and see how it works. Bit at the bottom. Just expand them until you've only got a little bit of white that looks a bit like shine. There we go, with you silver there. Right, I'm going to move down this way, I think. I'm going to use a bit of purple. Here we go, back to our space colour again. Now I was thinking just before I came to make this video, it would have been an awful lot easier had I just decided that all the wrapping paper was going to be one colour and all the amethyst and all the ribbons another colour, you know, green wrapping paper, red ribbon, go. It would have been a lot easier, wouldn't it? I'm trying to find a pink that I want to use. I think the hot pink will work. I know we've got it there, but you know. There we go. And this one's got lots and lots of stars. We've done one with stars before, we did them blue. We've done one with orangey yellow stars. I'm going to use the lemonade, I think, and do pale yellow stars on this one. Yeah, so if you want to make this much quicker, just grab one green and do every wrapping paper in the green. You could use some yellow for the dots and the stars and the trees and things, and then do every ribbon in red and you'll be done. Much more quickly. You have to and ah about choosing colours, which I'm doing, or you know, keep switching back and forth, which takes time. On this one I'm going to do this a bit differently. I'm going to make those two this and this yellow, and then the rest of it I'm going to do in a different colour, just for a bit different really. But I've got to decide on my back paper. I'm going to use the green. Oh, sorry, I had to just stab at my I'm going to use the venom to stab at my tablet because it was going into sleep mode. I'm just keeping an eye on my boys in case they need me for anything. They're both at uni this afternoon. I'm here on my own, which is nice in a way. It's quiet. It's interesting because my husband, working 3 days a week, we never have any time, just us still. But maybe next term. I haven't seen their full timetables yet. In fact, one of my sons hasn't had his fully done yet. So I think it's is it February, January, they have a new timetable, and so we'll see whether it's very different, and whether they're out on the days he's here, or in, because on a Monday, he's off Mondays and Fridays. On a Monday, one of my sons is out just for part of the day, and the other one is in all day. And on a Friday, everyone's here. It is rather nice having everyone having a Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. You know, it makes it slightly more flexible for things like if we want to go out somewhere, we can do it on a Friday when it's a bit quieter, you know, and that sort of thing. And the boys work over the weekend, but they tend to take one day off, so they can choose to take that Friday off. One of my sons always takes Friday off. He finds he needs to, or else he can't really concentrate, but he may have to work tomorrow afternoon because he's got deadlines looming. We'll see. He might not be up for it. Yes, so there, you know, there's always one of them here, but it would be nice if we had a bit of time together. So, but I do like having time to myself as well, so I can't win really, can I? Now I'm going to use this darker yellow, the gold dust, for the bow. I am just blocking this in. It would be nice for it to be a little bit darker near the middle, so I'm going to just go over that a little bit. It's quite hard to show up on this sort of colour. Now I haven't got any oranges or browns, or I've sort of got grey on this, and if you do like those colours, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you including those if you want to. This little tiny one here, I'm going to do it red, blood red. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with you including extra colours or using all the colours. You know, I just find it a little bit easier and quicker to use a limited colour palette, and for me I feel it goes better for me personally. I think I will use the brown bug. I'm going to do the faded ribbon trick on this one. Okay, I didn't put a ribbon on my husband's present when I wrapped it. It was such a huge box. I put a label on it though, and I just made it. Made the label hang down the side of the box because I thought we might want to pile things on top of it, and it would be a little bit more convenient. I'm going to use the the space. I keep calling it the wrong name. Oh, we've got a little bit there. I wonder what present that is. I'm trying to look. I don't know. I think I'm just going to do that. Like that. And now use the maiden pink for the background of this one. Sorry, jumping the gun there. Yeah, so the label is, and I put some little bells on the cord of the label, so it looked quite cute. Gold bells. It went with the paper. So I thought that if I let it sort of hang down the side, I'm going to use the deep purple. We could put things on top of it without squashing anything because the box is very sturdy. And if you think about, you know, there's a box within a box, but also inside the box, most of the things are in boxes. It's like a cardboard world in it. I'm going to use a zephyr blue for this paper. So yes, there's a lot of cardboard going on. So I thought it won't hurt that we could I've actually put something on top of it anyway, because there was something in the fireplace. When I say in the fireplace, it's not actually, we've got a log burner and it's sort of in front of that. It's not like in the ash. That would be horrible. There's my son's suit that we bought that needs taking back to the shop. I need to do that. So yeah, I was talking to my friend about putting up decorations when I saw her the other day, and she was saying how expensive Christmas trees were. She always has a real tree. She said she used to get one sometimes as high as the ceiling of her room, and it would cost just £30. And now you can't even get a really little one for that money. So I think last year, I don't think she had a tree. It just gets too expensive. This is greythorn, whereas we bought our tree. I can't remember how much it was. I remember thinking it was quite expensive. We had it reduced anyway because it was sort of, you know, January, and it was a display one or something. But it's lasted us, we've had it at least 20 years. So it's certainly a good investment, that's for sure, if you can call it an investment when it's Christmas tree. So this parcel now, I want to do it in this gold dust. So it has lasted very well, and as much as people say, oh, plastic trees are so bad for the environment, if you keep it for a long time, I think there was some calculations done one year as to how long you should keep it for, to make it better for the environment than a cut tree. Because obviously, although the tree is being cut, if you get one in a pot and put it in the garden, then you know you can use it again next year. But mostly that isn't something that people do, and they don't always survive very well. You know, I'm going to do that bow in. Oh, let's try the space, a purple. I think it'll work. Yeah, and also disposing of your tree can be quite difficult, but actually there's a charity around here that will collect them. If you organise it with them, they'll collect it, and you don't have to donate to the charity, but obviously they would like you to. We've got these three, this really long ribbon. We've got holly. I really want to do the holly in green, and I know it's boring and we've done it for all of them, but I'm going to. It's the fang green. Yeah, so you can get rid of them as long as you remember to put it out, because I remember our neighbours had one once and then they just left it in their garden for years and it was just dead in the garden, just shoved there. Some of our neighbours have really nice gardens and some of them don't, but I guess that's the case with everybody. Ours isn't good, it isn't bad. I keep it weeded. We haven't got many plants in it. We don't sit out there, there's no furniture out there or anything, but it's okay. And we have actually two other neighbours whose gardens are very similar, where they don't use them much, but they just try and keep them, you know, reasonably tidy. Now, background wise, we've done pink, we've done yellow, we've done green. Should we do blue? It's a bit different, isn't it? Blue horizon. But some people don't have the time, or they prefer a wild garden, you know. I know someone used to say to me her garden was a wild garden, but her neighbours used to complain about it, you know. And my parents' neighbours, actually, they have what they call a wild garden, but it's my parents just think it's overgrown, but they are very much the neat gardening people, you know. If they see a weed, it's up, sort of thing. Mow the lawn regularly, you know, all that sort of thing. So they're not in that school of thought of the sort of messy garden. Ribbon. I'm going to do a yellow. I'm going to do lemonade. it's all, I think sometimes there are, you know, it's quite nice to try and keep it reasonably neat and tidy, but you have to have an understanding that people have different levels of expectation when it comes to tidiness, but also that different amounts of time. I'm going to go back to the maiden pink, this time for the ribbon. I mean, also, you know, people are older, they can't cope with it so much, you know. I know some members of my family have sort of got gardeners and things as they've got older, but not everyone can afford that. And do the amethyst. You know, father-in-law has a gardener now. He's very proud of his house and garden. He has a cleaner and a gardener because it's just so much hard work for him. His house, he lives alone now. Well, he has his companion stay. He often has guests though. And he has, how many bedrooms? 4 bedrooms? I'm trying to think. He's got really small kitchen, huge dining room and sitting room space. He's got a small kitchen, but he's got a laundry room and a larder, sort of pantry, and a downstairs shower and a downstairs loo. I'm thinking he's got his ensuite bedroom with dressing area. A guest room with ensuite and another guest room and a family bathroom, that's right. No, 2 other guest rooms. He split 1 bedroom in half. But his is a converted barn, so it came with loads of land. So there's a lot of gardening work to do. This is the sapphire. I'm going to leave this spotty one with white spots again this time. I do think it looks like snow. So yes, it's a lot of work. And but he's just so fiercely proud of his house that he designed and that sort of thing, you know. Oversaw all the work when it was sort of converted from the barn, fang green and that sort of thing. But his companion's just moved to a bungalow near to a town centre. Now father-in-law lives in the middle of nowhere, but she had an incident where she wasn't able to drive. What was it? I'm trying to think. I'm going to use the deep purple for this bow. Oh, cataract. She had a cataract and that's why she couldn't drive. And she lived too far away from shops to be able to go shopping on her own. So she had to rely on people helping her out. And I can understand why someone wouldn't like that, you know. Losing your independence must be really horrible. I'm going to use this hot pink and I'm going to colour the whole of this. But I'm going to use a slightly different technique and see if it works. So I'm going to fade it down towards this sort of curly line. And I'm going to do the same on this one to make it look like the paper is sort of textured. Just thinking I wanted to do something a bit different. So she's moved, so she's within walking distance of town centre, in the same town that she lived on the outskirts of before, that she really likes. But unfortunately there's a lot of problems with the house. It's got a conservatory, and where the conservatory is built onto the side of the house, the roof is leaking. So she's trying to get that sorted, obviously, as soon as possible. Now we need some green. We haven't done green for ages. Sapphire. Ribbon, I think. So she's trying to get the roof fixed as soon as she can. I think there was some problems with the chimney as well. And then the bathrooms. The bathroom is very small, but it has a huge corner bath in it apparently. And so she's organising for some builders to come and put a shower in instead. Luckily she has a shower room as well. So, but, and there are other things, like my father-in-law said, "Oh, we can't work out how to use the, how to use something in the cooker, whatever, something, one of the warming, plate warming part of the oven." That's right, this is gold dust. He said, "Oh, sorry." He said, "It's not working, it's very irritating." And she was like, "I've got bigger things to worry about than that," you know, because he thinks it's broken, needs fixing, but she's not that worried about it. A plate warmer, she's got 2 ovens, she's okay without being able to warm the plates. But he's like, "Oh, it's just irritating, it should be working." But she's hoping to get all of her work done on the place before Christmas so that she can entertain, have a little party. So I think that's lovely. But she gets herself quite in a stress about things, poor thing. I'm going to use some white on my snowflakes. I don't know if it's not working or it just doesn't, I mean, it's not going to show up massively on top of this yellow, is it? I think I'm going to purposely leave quite a lot of that black showing, so we can actually, or else I might just end up erasing them. But it was nice seeing, we saw them at the weekend. It's lovely. I need to organise a day to see them at Christmas too. Now this one here, I'm going to use the fang green for the holly. Sun shining. It was really cold last night. I think it was about -3, so a pretty heavy ground frost. Everything was white. It's very cold and crisp. I should have gone out. It looked beautiful, but I had other things to do. Now background. Yeah, I'm going to do the lemonade. I think I've done that already, but there's only a certain amount of colours that match other colours. So yeah, it was bin day, so all the bins were out, and they were all white on the top of the black bins and on top of the grey bins. Now I'm going to do some pink down here. I'm going to use the hot pink for the paper. But it's sunny now. My son refused to wear a coat. He only wanted to wear a mat because he said it will be hot. I think what he's forgotten is that it's not going to be, it's going to be 7 o'clock and dark and freezing cold when he comes in later. But it's up to him. I can't, you know, keep telling him what to do all the time. This is dark purple, deep purple, sorry. He hasn't taken any notice of me for years with regards to wearing a coat. My other son loves wearing a coat because he likes having the pockets to put everything in, and he's just always liked one. But I don't know, they're different lads, aren't they? Like, we're all different. My husband loves a coat as well. He's got a great, his father actually bought a coat and it was way too big for him. And so I haven't done the bow on that. Have I just been yapping and not noticing what I'm doing? I'm going to do it in red. Blood red. Okay. Yeah, my husband, his dad bought a coat and it was way too big, and he couldn't be bothered with taking it back, so he gave it to my husband. So I tease him, so it's like he's wearing a duvet. It's really thick padded coat, but he likes it, keeps him lovely and warm, so that's good. Right, we are going to move up here. How are we doing for time? We'll do a few more and then we'll do some black. maiden pink, and then we'll finish it off in the next video. So it'll be a 4-parter. Wow, 4 lots of 40 minutes colouring. It's a lot of time to spend colouring a page when it's nearly Christmas, isn't it? But I can quite understand if you decide to, as I said earlier, just do the paper green, the ribbons red, and just do it quick, because there's a lot. There we go. But next year's planner, I think, has a lot less detailed things in it. So I think it's going to be a bit easier, I think. Less daunting. But I've done a flip through of it, but I can't remember anything about it. Good memory, eh? This is the Zephyr blue. I'm going to do the ribbon. I'm just going to block this one in because it's all overlapping. Gets a bit confusing. This bit darker than this bit. It's going to get a bit confusing because I've got ahead with my videos. Then when I start recording the ones that are being broadcast after Christmas, I still won't have had Christmas. But still, I'm sure it'll all be fine. Some white. I guess we should really store our pens flat. I tend to shove them. Actually, these are still flat, but maybe even nib down so that the gel flows better. In next door I put my pens in a mug, and therefore they're the wrong way up. So it's not good. I think all markers. The problem is if you store them that way up with a nib down, they could potentially leak. I don't know. I don't think they do. Right, let me see. I think I'm going to do my black pencil work now. This is the midnight, and I'm going to start here. So just some shadows around the ribbon. I don't know whether it really shows up that much, but I feel better knowing that it is done and that I've put in this bit of shadow. I don't think I did this one today, did I? No idea. Right, just a bit under there, I think. This is the bit that takes more concentration and I tend to forget to talk. There we go. And I'm getting thirsty as well. I'm going to make a coffee before I record the next bit. Now, can you see that one? Yeah. There we go. I'm not sure how much this one's going to show up, but I'm trying to go quite gently because of it being so pale. I need to remember to use that grey a bit more. I haven't used it much, have I? My radiators are whirring away, my heating. Where I'm sitting here, I'm sort of almost on top of the boiler, effectively. It's in the room below me, so it's quite noisy. I doubt you can hear it. It's working hard today because it's so cold. My mum said she didn't want to go out today in case she slipped over. Which is sensible. But she did go over and see her neighbour. She said she needed some cream for a recipe, and well, my dad did actually. He was cooking something called Marry Me Chicken, which was in his no, let's get this right, his slow cooker. I think Americans called it a crock pot. It was a recipe, chicken recipe, and he needed some cream for the sauce, and they didn't have any, so she popped over to borrow some, because she's always doing jobs for the neighbour who wants to repay her, and so she thought if she went over and she asked her for some cream, she'd be thrilled, which she was. Yeah, I have had people before tell me to get a crock pot. I think when we were having our kitchen renovated. The thing is, because I don't eat meat or cook meat, I don't know what else you would cook in it, and people have told me that you sometimes have to brown food first or pre-cook it a bit, or vegetables don't always cook well. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but I'm like, nah. What we tended to do when we have the kitchen done was we used the microwave a lot, and just had and sort of salady things, and we managed. We would have like tuna in a wrap with some salad, or I can't remember, couscous is so easy. Pour some hot water on it. We do that a lot. And I bought some sort of bags of frozen veg that you could just microwave. We had that sort of thing. We managed. Have I done this one? No, I've just gone out the lines. There we go. I think that is all of them. I think so. Let's come out so you can see what we've done. We're definitely going to finish in the next video, even if it has to be an extra long one, but I think it will get done. Ooh, quite a long way out. There you go. See all my detritus. Thank you for watching today, and thank you for your patience if you keep coming back. There's so much to colour. So there we go. Thank you for watching. As I said, have a super day and happy colouring.